That spot wasn't there before. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was smaller. Maybe lighter. But now it seems like no matter what you try, it refuses to leave. And the strangest part is that the thing keeping it visible may not be what you think at all. Some people swear by turmeric. Others try it once and never touch it again. Yet the difference between those two experiences often comes down to one small detail almost nobody talks about. And honey? Honey isn't just sitting beside turmeric by accident. It plays a role that changes the entire story. Stay with me, because before this is over, you'll understand why some dark spots seem to improve while others barely change at all. Before we talk about turmeric, we need to understand why dark spots often stay longer than people expect. Most people treat dark spots like dirt on a window. They think if they use the right product, the spot should disappear quickly. But that's not how skin works. A dark spot isn't sitting on top of your skin waiting to be wiped away. The color sits deeper, where your skin stores pigment called melanin. That's one reason many people become frustrated. They expect days. Their skin often needs weeks or months to show visible changes. And here's something most people never hear. Some dark spots don't appear darker because they're getting worse. Sometimes they're simply becoming easier to notice under changing skin conditions. Which brings us to an important question. If dark spots are so stubborn, why do some people keep talking about turmeric? To answer that, we need to separate the myths from what turmeric is actually doing when it touches your skin. Many people focus on the dark spot itself while ignoring the thing that makes it stand out. Here's the mistake. People become obsessed with the spot. They forget to pay attention to the skin around it. The exact same dark spot can look dramatically different depending on how healthy, hydrated, and bright the surrounding skin appears. That's why some people think a treatment is fading their dark spots when part of the improvement is actually coming from healthier-looking skin overall. Think of it this way. A candle looks brighter in a dark room than it does in daylight. Dark spots work in a surprisingly similar way. And that's exactly why turmeric attracts so much attention from people looking for natural skincare solutions. Because turmeric may be helping with more than the spot itself. Now we're ready to understand why turmeric gets so much attention, especially among mature skin users. If you're over 40, your skin behaves differently than it did decades ago. That's normal. Your skin renews itself more slowly, and changes often take longer to notice. Turmeric contains natural compounds that have attracted attention for years because of their relationship with skin appearance and overall skin comfort. People often describe their skin as looking more even, calmer, and healthier when turmeric becomes part of a consistent skincare routine. But turmeric alone isn't the whole story. In fact, turmeric by itself may be the reason many people become disappointed. Because the ingredient sitting beside turmeric may be doing far more work than most people realize. And that's where honey enters the story. Before we talk about honey, there's a story that explains why so many people quit right before they could have seen progress. Grace was 68 when she finally stopped buying new skincare products. Not because she'd found the answer, because she was tired of being disappointed. For years, every new product promised the same thing: brighter skin, fewer spots, faster results. Yet the mirror kept showing the same stubborn marks. Then one afternoon, she noticed something strange. The spots weren't what bothered her most. It was how dull and uneven the surrounding skin looked. That moment changed the question she was asking. She stopped asking, "How do I erase this spot?" and started asking, "How do I help my skin look healthier overall?" And that's when she became interested in a combination people had been talking about for years. Not because she expected a miracle, because she wanted to understand why some people kept returning to it. Turmeric gets most of the attention. But the ingredient beside it may be carrying a bigger part of the story than many people realize. Now we're shifting from pigment to something people often overlook completely: skin hydration and appearance. Honey doesn't work like a bleaching product. It doesn't magically erase pigment. That's where many people get confused from the very beginning. One thing honey is known for is helping attract and hold moisture, and hydrated skin often looks smoother, healthier, and more vibrant than dry skin. When skin appears healthier overall, dark spots can sometimes seem less dramatic because the contrast around them isn't as severe. This is why some people believe a spot faded overnight when what really changed was how healthy the surrounding skin appeared. Most people spend years attacking the spot itself. Very few spend time improving the canvas around it. But here's where things become interesting. Honey may help explain part of the puzzle, yet it still doesn't explain why people combine it with turmeric so often. This is where the conversation changes from individual ingredients to how they may work together. Ask 10 people why they mix turmeric and honey together, and you'll probably hear 10 different answers. Yet most explanations miss the bigger picture completely. The idea isn't that one ingredient does everything. The idea is that each ingredient may support different aspects of how skin looks and feels. The people who report the best experiences usually aren't chasing instant change. They're paying attention to consistency and overall skin health. That's important because skin rarely operates on the timeline people wish it did. It follows its own schedule. And that's exactly where many people sabotage their own results. They expect something dramatic after one use, don't see it, and quit. One person continues. One person stops. Months later, their stories look completely different. And the reason isn't what most people think. Quick question. Have you ever tried turmeric on your skin before? If you have, tell me what happened in the comments. Your experiences help other people learn too. And if you're enjoying this discussion, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because the biggest mistake people make with this mixture has nothing to do with turmeric, nothing to do with honey, and everything to do with a step most people skip completely. The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong ingredients. It's expecting them to do a job they were never meant to do alone. Here's the mistake almost nobody talks about. People apply a mask for 10 minutes, then spend the rest of the week doing things that encourage dark spots to stay visible. One of the biggest examples is sunlight. You can spend time caring for your skin, then expose it to conditions that make pigmentation appear more noticeable again. Dark spots aren't only about what you apply, they're also about what your skin experiences every day. Sleep, hydration, gentle skincare habits, and consistency all influence how healthy your skin appears over time. The people who see the best improvements rarely depend on one ingredient. They build simple habits around it. Now let's look at the habits that separate frustrated users from satisfied ones. Successful users usually start with a simple approach. They don't throw 6 extra ingredients into the bowl, hoping for faster results. They apply a thin layer instead of covering the face with a thick coating. More isn't always better when it comes to skincare. They also test first. That's a habit many people skip. Yet it can save frustration and help avoid unwanted reactions. Most importantly, they give their skin time. Healthy skin changes often happen gradually, not dramatically. But there's one final lesson hidden inside Grace's story that changes how many people think about dark spots forever. This isn't really a story about dark spots. It's a story about expectations. Remember Grace? The woman who almost gave up completely? Her biggest breakthrough wasn't finding a miracle cure. Weeks later, she still had skin. She still had texture. She still had signs of life and experience. What changed was how healthy and comfortable her skin looked overall. The dark spots no longer controlled her attention. She stopped inspecting her face every hour and started enjoying her life again. That's the result many people are really searching for. Not perfection, not impossible promises, just healthier-looking skin and greater confidence. And now we've answered every question we opened at the beginning. Why some people stick with this combination, why some people quit too early, and why expectations matter more than most ingredients. If there's one lesson to remember, it's this. Healthy-looking skin rarely comes from chasing shortcuts. It comes from consistency, patience, and supporting your skin with habits that make sense. In the next video, we're looking at another kitchen ingredient that many people use every week without realizing what it may be doing to their skin. Watch that video now. It's on your screen right now, and it connects perfectly with what you've learned today. And remember, honey quality matters. If you're looking for trusted natural raw honey, check the WhatsApp link in the description and choose a source you trust. If you found this helpful, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, share it with friends, and turn on notifications. Share this with one specific person who needs to see it.